bumbling commander-in-chief stepping all over Kamala's big closing argument night. So picture this. While VP Harris was outside on the ellipse giving her big speech, Joe Biden was inside the White House right behind her on a Zoom call with Latinos and giving Hillary's deplorables a run for its money by smearing millions of Trump supporters. Feast your eyes on this.
And just the other day, a speaker at his rally called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know the Puerto Rican that I know, or Puerto Rico where I'm in my home state of Delaware. They're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American.
Joe Biden knew he stepped on a rake, desperately posting on X to put out the political fire, saying that he was referring to a comic act at Trump's MSG rally. But the damage was done, and Kamala's running away faster than me when I make Tyrus mad.
First of all, he clarified his comments, but let me be clear, I strongly disagree with any criticism of people based on who they vote for.
Do you sympathise with any voters who do feel offended by or insulted by the garbage company?
I am sincere in what I mean. When elected President of the United States, I will represent all Americans, including those who don't vote for me.
And Donald Trump sticking up for half the country Biden thinks is trash.
Joe Biden's comments were the direct result of Kamala's and Tim Walz, you know who that is? His decision to portray everyone who isn't voting for them as evil or subhuman. Frankly, they've treated you like garbage. You know what? The truth is they've treated our whole country like garbage, whether they meant to or not, because they're grossly incompetent people, and they've destroyed our country. That makes deplorable look like baby stuff, right? You know what's worse than anything? Garbage. We're garbage. We're garbage.
Dana P., from a public relations perspective, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is this?
I think it's really bad, and 1 to 10. It sort of depends on how you decide to play it. So, you could say, cheers, happy garbage day to all who celebrate and make fun of them and say, we get the joke. We know what's happening here. They wouldn't have been in this position if they hadn't spent the last 3 days complaining so much about a comedian's joke at the MSG rally. And then capitalizing on that, right? So Kamala Harris immediately, she was at a Puerto Rican restaurant in Pennsylvania when that comment was made at MSG. So they jump on it. She's doing media about it. They cut an ad about it, and they're off to the races. And then they get people in the Puerto Rican community in the entertainment field to pull their endorsement on Donald Trump, they're off to the races. And then this happens. I don't understand, why is he doing these things? He doesn't need to do any of these things.
You're saying Joe Biden's not strong in the Latino community?
Well, I just think also, why is he campaigning? And she's out there doing an event. It's not like you're doing a campaign event behind closed doors where nobody's going to see it. You're on the video, which makes the White House alteration of the transcript so horrible because you can see it. And actually, the captions that come up when the president's speaking, and the automatic captions, there's no apostrophe. Apostrophe? How do you know? Did you ask the president if there was an apostrophe? Or did you just if we say it's an apostrophe, then maybe we can get through with this. And then the tweet that you showed, that's not Joe Biden trying to clean that up. We know that he doesn't do his own tweets. That's the team saying, let's try to put this together and put it in a box. I thought Kamala Harris could have drop-kicked him a little harder on the tarmac, but it was one of her most forceful distancing from him. But I think that conservatives have been dealing with this for 8 years. We're still talking about deplorables. Mm-hmm. So this kind of a thing can pack a punch, and so I give it a 10.
A 10. We finally get the number. I believe it is definitely up close to a 10. You look like you're dying to say something, Tyrus.
Well, because I think old Corn Pop, because I know that endeared the Puerto Rican population when he told that wonderful story about Corn Pop that we cannot confirm or deny. This is starting to feel like, me and Judge were fighting for the same promotion, and Dana picked Judge. And so Judge is outside the 5 doing a press conference, and I'm inside here. And They wanted to interview me, but I don't get the cameras. I get apparently a guy around my height holding a phone down, trying to make him look skinny for some reason. I guess he was going to take selfies for Facebook afterwards. And he was just frustrated and mad, and he should be out there, not her. And that garbage term, just so you know, garbage used to be the strongest word you could use on television before you got into the cuss words. So garbage was the last line. So he was in the mind frame of he was still on TV, but he was on somebody's phone. So garbage, like in wrestling, when you piece of garbage, it's time to go. You got to roll up the sleeves and fight. But I think at this point, last week we were Hitler and Nazis. Now we're garbage. I think at this point, no one's brittle on our side.
Yeah. Keep
the names coming. We're going to keep the voting going. And you wouldn't be saying these things if it wasn't a complete blowout. So just keep calling names. But
it just occurs to me that the White House press office should have said he meant garbage.
Yeah.
Sounds better.
This is the last thing, Judge Janine, the Kamala